Oh, all right. Let's get this thing over with. This is D Collector back with another haul. We're gonna take it way, way back. I think this was Free Comic Book Day. Just picked up some back issue books. They had a little sale going on at a place not too far from where I live. They had some discount on some wall books. I really didn't get anything off the wall, but all their back issue books that they had set out on tables, their dollar books, they had all new, like 50 new dollar books, long boxes, and a few short boxes. And then after later in the week, over the weekend, they had an even bigger sale where all of the new dollar boxes became 50-cent bins. So that was pretty neat. Picked up a few things. Picked up some good run filler. We'll go through. But from there, I guess we'll just get started. After that, we're going to go through some local pickups I've got recently and maybe some eBay finds. Got quite a bit of stuff off eBay this past year. So without further ado, I guess we'll just get started. First off, got this book here. This is one of the 50-cent finds, I think it was. I believe this is the first appearance of the second Scarlet Centurion. Either way, it is the first issue in the start of the, what's it called, Kang Dynasty, I think. They're going to come out with the Kang Dynasty movie or whatever, but this is the first in-story issue that arc actually begins in. So this was really cool. Picked this up just because it was an origin of the Silver Surfer. Really cool cover. Picked it up for super cheap, so I was really glad to get that one. First appearance of, or cameo appearance maybe of, I think it's Damage Control. Great cover as well. Always pick that up for cheap. This one I picked up just because it was a Moon Knight crossover. Huge Moon Knight collector, so for the cheap, figured why not. Got that while I was out there. I am currently collecting this run as well, but I haven't got the chance to read it. We're only 1 or 2 issues in, so I'm sure it'll be interesting. I got these. I'm trying to put this little mini series together. Black Knight, number 4. And then this one actually has a first appearance in, I think it's of his squire or somebody like that. Ends up becoming someone else later on. I can't remember. But there's only, I think it's a 4-issue mini-series, so, number 1's like a $20 book. It's the second ongoing Black Knight series that they ever wrote, so there's those. I'm trying to complete the Funeral for a Friend storyline as well. I've got a lot of these put together. This one I didn't have, so I went ahead and grabbed it while I found it on cheap in decent condition. Always good to find this. Super cool cover. Always get this on the cheap whenever I can find it. I'm a big Darkseid fan, so picked up his number 1 series. And then first cameo appearance of, I think it's the female Miss Martian. Always a good book to get, especially on the cheap. I used to have one of these a couple years ago, but I think I ended up getting rid of it. And this one was in pretty decent condition, especially at the cheapest price that I could find it. So figured why not. And this was really cool as well. Found this in Elseworlds book. Team up of Supergirl and Batgirl. This was also in one of the dollar bins, so I figured why not. Great cover, probably an interesting story. I haven't had the chance to read it yet, but I do intend to see what it's about. These Elseworlds books can get pretty interesting sometimes, so I figured why not. And then we'll get into the bulk portion. As you guys know, I've got some runs I'm trying to put together, and this feeds right well on into them. So we'll just run through them here. 147, Newsstand edition. The spine's all ticked up and stuff. Nothing really crazy happens in this issue. I don't think there's any keys to it. But again, nonetheless, just run filler. This one, however, super cool cover, Daredevil versus the Punisher. Haven't got the chance to open it and read through it yet to see if they actually fight or not, but I'm really kind of hoping they do. That's usually a pretty good brawl. Another one, 273, 274. We'll just go through these because there's not really many keys in this area. 279, 280, 81, 82, 89, 91. This one I actually have flipped through, but this one on the inside has some really cool ads. Actually, the Punisher and Daredevil here actually end up fighting Taskmaster. Yeah, does feed in, I believe, to the next issue as well. The fight does continue, so it's got ads for like the TMNT cereal, a Juicy Fruit ad, or Juicy Fruit in there. I think was like, I don't know, maybe that was in a different book I was reading, but I seen a Juicy Fruit ad where it was like 25 cents still. It's like, man, you can't buy a pack of gum for 25 cents anywhere anymore. So that was interesting. Then we're going on 303, starting to get later in the run. 304, 313. It kind of pays homage to a previous run in the issue or cover in the issue. 333. 335. This is where Daredevil had his different costumes at that time. 339. 340. 41. And then we're back to 346 where he switched back to the original red costume. And then way up to 370. And then we get into the second run. I think there might be a first appearance in this one. I can't remember, honestly. I know that I needed it for the run, so I'm trying to put that together as well. So we're going to grab that. Number 4, number 20, without the reader's grade up here in the corner. You can see it there where it says Marvel PG. This is issue 44. And the last one for Run Filler, issue 88. So, a lot of the Daredevils I needed knocked out there. I'm probably about halfway through the original run. You know, it's like 380 some issues, I think, was in run 1, and then like 115, 120 in run 2. So, big numbers there to get through, but, you know, time is of the essence, I guess, and get them when you can. So, moving on, we'll get to, let's see, which ones we want to do. I'll tell you what, we'll do some local pickups, just from the store that I have my pull list at. I get a lot of good things just from these guys, decent deals. Picked up some really awesome stuff from them this past year. We're going to start off with some stuff that obviously, you know, fits my background, fits what I collect. This is, I think it's a one per store. It's the 30th anniversary edition. You know, obviously it's a virgin cover. Love this book. Collect all the Power Rangers that I can. You know, they were a big part of my childhood growing up, so I'll probably always just collect anything I can get my hands on with them. Here is a great find, I thought. I think I paid like $35 for this. Honestly, I can't remember. It's been 2-3 months ago that I picked it up, but regardless, I loved it. When I seen it on the wall, I was like, I pretty much got to have it if it's within any kind of price range. The cover looks great. Really, the only problem I have with it is that staple right there is pretty rusty. But, you know, a couple spine ticks. Nothing crazy going on with it. It's the first meeting of Batman and Swamp Thing, issue number 7. You gotta love it. You gotta respect that. this one I really love. Found it for $10. It says it on the tag right there. This is actually a completion for the previous run that they had. I think they were San Diego Comic-Con exclusives of MMPR, TMNT. The first run, they had the 3 other Ninja Turtle weapons on the covers with the red helmet. And then this one, when they reissued this series and did, this was an Ashcan preview, and they kind of just finished that out. So found that for $10. Thought that was really cool. And I just loved these classic Marvel villains on these Alex Ross covers. Picked these up, obviously. You know, Kingpin, had to get him being a Daredevil collector, and that Venom one I thought was super cool, so I grabbed it. Found these in back issue bins for like $2 or $3 a piece. This is another run I'm trying to complete, so anytime I find these for cheap, I go on and get them if I need them. 12, 11, that's a variant. Number 9, number 10. So, you know, like I said, anytime I need those and they're at least affordable or at least in decent price range, and I try to get them just because you don't see a whole lot of them, and you know, it's a run I'd like to put together. My son is a super big Miles and Spider-Gwen fan. You know, he's now 10 years old, so anytime Spider-Verse and anything comes out, we've got to go watch that. And by proxy, I've become a fan as well. So here we are. Fitting right along with that. What have I got this? I paid $20 for this one. I figured why not? I didn't have it. I think I've got all the Miles number 1s now. You know, I've got I don't have the preview book, but I've got the Marvel, it's the Marvel preview 95 or whatever it was. So, you know, the second appearance of Miles Morales, but I don't have the one that predates that. That was sent out to comic stores before the actual issue release. That one goes for crazy money, but anyway, you know, that's beside the point. Everybody knows what that is. These, though, I did love. Super classic Marvel issues that they reprinted and put hollow foil covers on. If these classic issues keep coming out in hollow foils, I'll probably buy most of them. You know, like, one come out recently this past couple weeks. It was, one of the X-Men books, the Days of Future Past one. I can't remember the issue number, but I'm just not a huge X-Men fan in general. I love Wolverine. Obviously, the Venom again, super cool villain, anti-hero, whatever you want to call him. But nonetheless, I picked these up, I think for like $10 a piece. But, you know, if I ever want to read the story, now I've got it. I don't have to go spend crazy money on a 181 just to even be able to read anything. So, you know, I figured it was worth it, and at least, if not, I'll enjoy it. So, yeah, this is a run I'm getting very close to putting together. I have some prints of number 1, and I've got a couple early issues as well, but pretty much everything after issue 10 I've got, I believe. So, you know, I really enjoy this series. It's amazing. I've picked up the trades to be able to actually read the full story, and it's super original. I love it. James Tynion has really did something with this, and if they ever make a TV series out of it, I will be watching it. I cannot wait. They've announced that it will be one, and like I said, I will watch it if or when it comes out. Kind of changing up gears here a little bit, but I picked up some good back issue books off the wall. Everybody will know and love. So, starting out, we're going to go with Spider-Man 135. Second appearance of the Punisher here. Second or third, however you want to look at it, but you know, nonetheless. It's got the stamp in it. You know, this is what I paid for. That's what they had. $85. Ooh. But it's in pretty decent shape. You know, a couple spine ticks. But the gloss and everything on it's nice. The corners aren't all beat up. That one's got a little fold in it. Right there, that's probably the worst part. Like I said, it does have the stamp, and for $80, I figured that was well worth it. You know, I mean, that's, you never know what's going to happen. Obviously, Punisher is a big part of the Daredevil storyline. I needed to go on and get it because I'm, you know, 129 is attainable, but it's a long ways out. So, you know, this is a great consolation prize at a much cheaper price. Next on the list for bag issue books is this right here. Oh, this is Superheroes number 18. First appearance of the Guardians of the Galaxy. It is lower grade. The spine is a little beat up. As you can see, actually, that was the price I paid for it. It was a little high at the time, I know that. There's not really much damage on this book. It could use a great cleaning, of course, obviously. But it is the first appearance of the Guardians of the Galaxy. The tape you see there is on the bag, just like the note says. So it is not on the actual book itself. I took it out, I looked at it, I flipped through it. And, you know, there's, like I said, other than what you really see on the cover and on the spine, it's complete. It's the story, it's the original, it's not the reprint. I can't remember what the name of the reprint was, but it has basically the same cover. At the same time I bought this, this book come in on the wall. I thought I was light years away from ever owning this book. I did not ever anticipate to find it on the back issue wall here. Simply just because you don't really see books, especially of this caliber, there very often. Secondly, I never thought that I would actually pull the trigger on it, just because I didn't feel like I would see it at the price that I did. And with that, Silver Surfer number 4. You know, the classic Rainbow Road cover that everybody knows and loves. This book has really started to take off within the last couple of years, and honestly, like I said, I thought for a while that it was going to be out of reach for me. But when it showed up on the wall here and I started to look at it and I seen it, it needs a good cleaning. The spots you see in the middle there, they're not rub marks. They're just dirt that's on the cover, so this book could use a great clean. The spine is all intact. It's all there. The back cover, well, you can't see because it's got the board on it, but that's the price I paid. Actually, they cut me a little bit of a break, not necessarily on the price, but they let me split up how I paid for it. You know, they let me pay on this a couple different times just to so that I could get the book and have it as a collector's item. They know that I don't really buy, sell, and trade comics when I buy them. They know that I'm pretty well set as a collector. You know, obviously if I buy a bunch of dollar books or something later on, I'll probably end up putting them in like a bulk minor key kind of issue thing, maybe like a short box or a long box worth at the most every couple years. But for the most part, you know, I buy books because I enjoy the history of them. One, I'm a big history fan. Two, because I actually like to read my comics. You know, I've pulled this out, I've flipped through it, I've enjoyed parts of the story. I want to really get into it and get in depth and maybe even put the Silver Surfer run together. I haven't decided yet, but nonetheless, this is in my collection probably for forever, unless there's something out there that I come across that I absolutely just either have to get rid of this for if I need the money. But nonetheless, like I said, I love this book. It's in great shape. More than happy to have it at what I felt was at least a decent price. You know, it wasn't no crazy good deal or anything like that, but sometimes to get the books that you enjoy, you just got to pay for them. If you're willing to do that, you'll probably be happier than you would be searching for that great deal of a lifetime for forever. So that's how I feel about it, guys. But let me know what you think. This is D Collector. I'll come back to join you guys soon for another haul. Thanks.